Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk a bit about the future projects that I'll be doing on the channel. I have quite a queue of things that I want to do, some projects that I'm working on or that I'm planning to do, and I just wanted to give you a short idea of what's coming up, and maybe also get some feedback. Do you look forward to these projects, or maybe there are certain things that you don't want to see? And then the second thing I want to do in this video is talk a bit about this small radio over here. This is just a small, simple, portable AM radio, but it's quite special for me. I do have quite a bit of a personal affiliation with this radio, but that's for later in the video. But first, there's something we need to talk about. And we need to talk about what has happened to the channel in the past couple of weeks. As you probably noticed, I made a video about the closure of the RTL transmitter on longwave. I made it beginning of January, and there was, like, say, a moderate interest in it, but it didn't do anything spectacular. Until the month of February. Then I noticed that suddenly, it started generating a bit more traffic than usual. And let's say last week it went completely through the roof. So it's now already over 100,000 views. Let's see, 104,000. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, 104,320 views at the moment. 456 comments. So that's quite spectacular. It's way past what I have ever experienced on my channel. I think my second most watched video is like 6,000 views or something. So I'm completely flabbergasted. It also helped me to pass the mark of 1,000 subscribers last week. So I would like to say thanks to everyone who subscribed. It really means a lot. I really, and honestly, and I'm not, let's say, exaggerating when I say this, I never thought that this would ever happen. When I started the channel, I just wanted to share my hobby a bit with people that do similar things so that we can have a bit of a community. But I never expected that more than 1,000 people would take the time to subscribe to the channel and follow what I'm doing on a regular basis. It totally blows my mind. I really, I still don't understand. And what's also nice is the comments that I get, like here on this video of RTL, which I made. I think I hit a bit of a nostalgic note with this with this video. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the transmitter closing. I want to highlight it a bit because I think it was quite an important event. But yeah, honestly, I didn't know that it was such an important fact, or this radio station, Radio Luxembourg, was such an important part of so many people's lives, that I think I hit like a nostalgic nerve somewhere, because I get comments from all over Europe, basically, of people saying how they listened to Radio Luxembourg when they were a kid, when they went on vacation to France, how they listened to the station in the car with their parents. It's really fantastic. Here, for example, somebody says, I was born in Poland in 1997. Together with my father, we constructed a small radio to listen to longwave stations and hear some freedom from the West. Really fantastic. Someone else, I remember my mother saying that they used to listen to Radio Luxembourg in Scotland before and during the war. Here, somebody else, it's a real metaphor for the passing of the generation that defined the 20th century. Very sad to see it all fading away. Yeah, so you see, there is a lot of nostalgia here in the comments, and I completely understand. I mean, I understand that if you grew up with a station like this, which apparently was very influential, especially in UK, during the 60s, 70s, then now seeing that it really died. I understand. Someone says here, thank you for the video. I was also an avid listener to RTL in the evening hours. I put a sleep timer on my little receiver and listened to RTL until I fell asleep. Can remember long waves was the way to go for car radios, as you could receive the same frequency during your trip. Here someone says, sad to hear, an uncle of mine was in the 1960s and the 1970s an operator in the station of Junglingster. Your video was a flashback to my youth. Yeah, it's just, I hadn't expected this at all, and I really want to thank all of you for following and liking the video and sharing your fantastic experiences. It really means a lot to me. Thanks a lot. So, what are my plans for the channel and what are the projects that are coming up? Some of you have probably already seen it. I posted a picture a couple of weeks ago when I bought two tube radios from the 1930s. So that's one of the possible future projects. And the nice thing about these two tube radios is that they are both Belgian made. So both from Belgian manufacturers and designed, produced in Belgium in the 1930s. So that's something that I wanted to do for a while already, is featuring a fully Belgian radio on the channel. So that's an option. Unfortunately, these two radios, they do need a bit of work on the cabinet. And I might prefer to do that during the summer when the weather is better than it is right now. We had snow here last week. And then I can do the work on the cabinet outside. I can do spray painting and spraying the varnish, these kind of things outside more easily. So that's one of the things that's a possibility for one of the future projects. Then I picked up three transistor radios. There's an ITT Sharp Lawrence, I believe. I don't remember the exact model number. There's a cheap Grundig from the 1980s. And then there's the Selena Vega, which I really like. The only issue with that one is that everybody seems to have already repaired it or restored it on YouTube. So I don't know what is if there is a lot of added value to do that one as a project. But maybe one of the other two we can repair and restore here on the channel. And then the other projects I can actually show you around here in the workshop because I have some of them over here. So the first one is this guy over here. This is a signal tracer. It's also Belgian made. I also picked it up recently, quite cheap. But I have no idea if it is working or not. I believe it's from the 1950s, 1960s. Don't know. It's still with tubes, so it's quite old. I have no idea what the condition is. So that needs to be looked at and restored. So that's also quite a nice project, I think. Then over there, we also have a project that I'm working on. I'm not going to tell anything about that because that's going to be a surprise, and I'm not going to spoil anything. But that will definitely be featured on the channel. It's something that I'm building and designing, but you'll definitely see more about that later. Then let's step back a bit. Here we have a photographic enlarger. This is a Durst M605. Well, that's part of it. The other part is over here, completely in pieces. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. I'm restoring that one, and I am also shooting video about what I'm doing, and I will probably feature this on the channel. No, not probably, I will feature this on the channel. I just don't have enough footage yet to make it into a video, because I don't want to spend like a 10 series episode on restoring just this enlarger. So that will be like one, maybe two videos. Some of you that follow me already for a longer time know that I'm into analog photography, and this is basically the first step towards me building my own darkroom. This is an enlarger that really needs quite a bit of work, and it needs to be completely restored before I can use it decently. So that's the thing that I'm doing at the moment. Then here beneath the pieces of the enlarger, we have a Philips amplifier. Let me just put this aside here for a second so that you can see it a bit better. See, there we have a Philips stereo. It's actually a quadraphonic amplifier. And yeah, it's branded as a Siera, but it's a Philips amplifier. So that's also a possibility as one of the future projects. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. This is definitely going to be a challenge for me, but I think it's also going to be quite fun. And I'm definitely going to do that on the channel as well. I just don't know yet when or how soon. And then we got the big elephant in the room. Well, the two big elephants in the room. Yeah, we have an arcade cabinet and a pinball machine. There on the left here, that's a Williams Diner pinball machine, or yeah, basically only the lower cabinet. The head is sitting over there. So yeah, and this is a Space Chaser arcade cabinet from the end of the 1970s, I believe. I'm not sure. These guys, both of them, have been sitting here for, I don't know, almost 10 years, I think. The pinball machine, I actually started restoring that one maybe 10 years ago, and I wasn't really far into the restoration, and then, yeah, I lost interest in not only the machine itself, but also, yeah, the electronics hobby in general. So it just has been sitting here, and I should pick that up again now that I'm actively doing the hobby a bit more again. But it's such a huge project. For me, it feels like standing at the base of Mount Everest, looking up and then seeing the top and saying, "Damn, do I have to go all the way up there?" It's just such a huge project that I don't. I should restart it, but it's just, yeah. I keep postponing. I keep postponing. It's so much work, and the Space Chaser here is a bit of a similar, more or less. The thing is that I bought this thing because of the artwork and because I found it such a nice cabinet. And the idea was originally to replace the monitor because the monitor inside is really, yeah, burnt in. I think it's still the original, but I'm not really sure. I do think, yeah, if you see it, look at the burn-in, it's well used. So the idea was to replace the monitor with the CRT that is standing on top of there. It's the same size, but also I never got I never managed to start the project. And also the monitor inside, I've always wanted to test if it is actually still okay, but I don't have any good CRT test equipment yet. I still have to get into all of the CRT restoration parts, so that is also quite a bit of a challenge, and I'm also not sure if I will be able to start on this one shortly. So yeah, that is more or less what we got and what I am planning to do in the future. Let me know what you're most interested in, what you would like to see. So we have the tube radios from the 30s, we have the transistor radios, we have the signal tracer, then we have here the photographic enlarger, and then the Philips amplifier. And then please don't pick any of these two. So the pinball machine and the arcade cabinet. Anyway, I'm not gonna do these. I will do them at a certain point, maybe in half a year or so, but not yet. But anyway, let me know what you think. If you would love to see me do, then maybe I get a bit more. I can get over a bit of the fear of having to start on these two huge projects. So yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, and then we got this one. This is a small portable AM radio. I don't know the exact age. I think it's beginning of the 80s, end of the 70s. Radio Museum lists it at 1975, but I think that's maybe a bit too old. It's nothing special. It's just an AM portable radio, long wave, medium wave, battery powered, no mains input. See, just big batteries. The switch between the long wave and medium wave is here at the back. I think this is an external speaker output, and that's about it. And then here you have the volume control and of course the tuning. And it's a Siera. So Siera is a Belgian brand, but it's basically Philips. So it was bought by Philips. I don't remember when. I think shortly after the Second World War. So in the 50s. And then they used just the brand mainly in Belgium to market some of their radios. So this is just a Philips radio, basically. And now, why is this special to me? This is my great aunt's radio. And when I was a kid, I remember that she was using this radio in the kitchen. You can see here she's still marked. There are a couple of marks here from where she, so that she should remember where the stations were. I don't know exactly which of those are. I think this is 972. I think was a popular Belgian station at the time. The national broadcast public radio was on 972, if I believe. This one. I don't really know. But yeah, I'm definitely not gonna remove these marks over here. It's way too cute. So I remember when I was a kid and when we visited my great aunt, then she was listening to this small radio in the kitchen. And when she died, I believe must have been mid of the 90s somewhere. Then she... yeah, I got a radio, but I never did anything with it because there's no FM on it. As a kid, I was not interested in medium wave or definitely not long wave. There was nothing on it. Here in Belgium, everything was on FM. So I never used it. And I also got the TV. Now that one I used a lot. It ended up in my bedroom. I had my game console connected to it and everything. So... until it broke down after a couple of years, obviously. So I got her TV and I got this radio. And now this radio, I'm using it now in the workshop here as a test radio to see if an oscillator is working on a radio that I am debugging. So if you tune into the correct frequency and you hold the radio close to a radio that you are repairing, then you can hear and see if the oscillator is working of the other radio. So that's what I'm using it now for, because it's so small. It works perfectly like that. And let me just show you. Right. So it runs on three 1.5 volt batteries, so that's 4.5 volts. 4.5, and negative. I really have to pay attention that I don't reverse the polarity here. That would be a shame. Negative is on this side, and positive. Let me just enable my power supply. 4.5. Yes. Positive is on this side. Yeah. See, and it's working. The only thing is I don't have anything to clip it on here, so I just have to hold it with my fingers.
Think about it and be really to get the diagnosis needed.
And see, and this is just with the internal antenna. It's actually receiving quite well.
And announce which of you is Coral's best of the best.
See, it's working quite well.
For relationships where the who you are is
Let's switch to longwave. Oof. Wait. Yeah, there is a lot of interference. So not a lot on longwave. But medium wave is working decently.
final section. This comes from the winners of the fiddle group.
And I'm not even using my mini whip, just an internal antenna. It's also quite loud. So yeah, it's working pretty well. Now the thing is, I can't find anything about this online in terms of schematics, or I don't even find any pictures of it online, how it would look on the inside. So let's open it up, right? I haven't opened it up yet, so I don't know what I'm gonna expect here, what I need to expect here on the inside. But we'll find out together, right? There is something here on these screws. Has this already been opened? Or is it maybe... No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ta-da! Nice. So it is quite simple. See? Here the tuning. And then you have the IF. The ferrite rod. The switch. The medium wave, long wave switch. And that's about it. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do here is quickly check the capacitors. Let's see. So this guy, that's a 330 microfarad, that's 6.3 volts. Um, 378. That's not great, but also not that bad, especially since it's in circuit. So, and the ESR is okay, .62. So we're gonna just let it be. Next one, that's a 220. Okay, so that one, it probably cannot measure it. But yeah, it says in circuit. ESR is okay, 0.9. Let's continue and see what the other ones are. Here we have a 33 at 10 volts. Wait, I think I am. Let me just try that one again. Yeah, also not really able to measure that one in circuit here. Okay, that one over there, I can't see the value. This is 100 microfarad at 6.3. No, 95 ESR 1.3, that's fine. Now what is this actually here? This is a 10 microfarad at 16 volts. That's a difficult one to reach. Let me just... (11.4) ESR 1.5, that's fine. And then we still have here on the left, we still have one left. That is 4.7 at 35. Let me see if I can reach the lead here. (5.5 at 4.5). I think that's also still acceptable for a cap with such a low capacitance. 4.5 ohms. Yeah, the caps, they aren't bad. I mean, they aren't great either, but they aren't bad. The only difficult ones to test are these two over here. See, they all test like, yeah, impossible to test in circuit, but since the radio is working and the ESR is testing fine, I'm just gonna leave them like it is. I'm also not gonna change any resistors or anything. The only thing I would like to do is here to clean a bit the potentiometer. See, this is on and off switch, and potentiometer for the volume. Let's see a bit how crackly it actually is. It's okay, I think. Okay, that switch is a bit dirty. See, it's not really crackling at all. So let's clean this switch and let's still clean the potentiometer a bit. Okay. Okay, so now let's just leave this soak in for a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna clean it off with some isopropyl alcohol spray, or yeah, contact cleaning spray, and then we can test again. Okay, so this is cleaning spray to clean off a bit the contact cleaner. And are you now gonna tell me I ran out? Ah, yeah. Oh no, there's still a bit in in the, yeah, okay, in the can. That's fine. All right. Now, one thing I did want to check is to see if the dial is more or less correct. Yeah, and the wire broke off. Yeah, I expected that to happen. Okay, I have the signal generator here now generating a signal, and I'm just gonna use this lead here as a sort of, yeah, makeshift antenna. Let's just do it like this and see where we're at. I think I have it on medium wave now, so let's put it on 700 kilohertz, see where we get with the signal generator. Ah, yeah, there we are. More or less okay. Let's see, this is 520. I'm now putting in a signal of 500, so it's maybe a bit off. Let's go to 1550. Need to go to my next band here. Yeah, that's more or less correct. 1550. Yeah. So that's working. Let's check the long wave. Whoa. Okay. Long wave 255. Yep, this is 250 that I'm sending in now. Around 250. Let's check the other side. 150. Well, that's 140 or something that I'm sending in now. Yeah. Sounds funky. Okay, yeah. So, for me that's fine actually. Since I'm only going to use the radio for testing purposes. Alright. So that's working. The only thing I now have to do... Wait, let me just... Okay, so the only thing I now have to do is resolder this wire that I broke. And maybe find something so that I can use it more easily here in the workshop without having to put any batteries in. I also soldered a wire here on the connection so that I can more easily attach it to my power supply instead of using batteries. And now I still have to here attach the wire coming from the PCB. Okay, I think we got it. Yeah, this one is connected, that one is connected, great. Time to put it back together. Okay. Just gonna do a quick clean of the battery compartment here because there is some, it's not really corrosion, but there is some like residue from the battery left. Better to clean it off. It's not really corrosion, I don't see any corrosion here on the terminals, but yeah. Okay. And see, now I have a much more easier way to connect my power supply here. That one on the spring. Turn it on. And it's working. Okay. So I've got myself a nice little test radio for my workbench. So yeah. Anyway, that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video. Nothing spectacular, but it was also not really intended as a reparation video. It was more a yeah, let's talk because there were some things I had to say maybe a bit also a big thank you again to everyone. And obviously also I wanted to share what is coming up on the channel. Anyway, thanks for watching, and again thanks to everybody who subscribed. It really means a lot, and I cannot state enough how much it is appreciated. So I'll hope I'll see you again in one of the next videos, and until then, take care. Bye bye.